Now let's proceed to the lesson 2. Safe keep, dispose tools, materials, and outfit under the module 2. Protecting tools from the elements. Metal tools and machinery parts such as blades on trimmers, hoes, and shovels are vulnerable to rust and corrosion when exposed to air or moisture. Applying lubricant oil helps create a protective barrier. Running the equipment briefly after spraying ensures the oil spreads evenly, covering all moving or metal surfaces. For electrical and petrol-powered machines, covering them with a blanket or cloth when stored in sheds keeps dust and dirt from building up, which helps avoid mechanical issues and keeps them ready for future use. General cleaning procedures. These are the set of safety and operational rules designed to keep farm activities hygienic and safe. The people in charge of cleaning must be trained and follow a fixed schedules which should be reviewed regularly to ensure it works effectively. Cleaning tasks must be done at separate times and locations from harvesting, packing, and storing produce. This prevents contaminations and ensures food safety. Only clean and safe water should be used, and cleaning work should be done in designated areas, away from crops, inputs, and harvested goods. When using chemicals, workers must read and follow the instructions carefully, including safety warnings and correct mixing methods. Measures should also be taken to protect tools and fresh produce from accidental contact with cleaning agents. Cleaning reusable containers. Containers are often used repeatedly, so proper care is essential to stop dirt or bacteria from affecting fresh vegetables. First, workers must scrape off visible dirt, plant waste, or residues using brushes if needed. They should check for cracks or damage, as broken containers could hurt workers or spoil produce, and repair them when possible. After the initial cleaning, containers are checked again. If still dirty, they are cleaned again. If chemicals are used, they must be mixed exactly according to instructions, and containers must be rinsed thoroughly with clean water afterwards. Where possible, dyeing them under direct sunlight helps kill germs naturally and speed up the process. Finally, they must be stored in clean place to avoid getting dirty again before using. Cleaning equipment, tools, and garbage cans. Since these items come into direct contact with crops or work areas, they require careful handling. The process starts by removing visible dirt and waste using appropriate tools if necessary. Any damage is checked and fixed, as broken items could cause injury or contamination. They are inspected multiple times and cleaned if needed. Chemicals must be prepared and applied following product instructions. Items that cannot be rinsed with water should be wiped with a clean damp cloth. Clean small tools and equipment should never be placed directly on the floor to avoid recontamination. Sun drying is recommended when possible, and all times must be stored properly after cleaning. Cleaning areas for handling and storing fresh produce. These are the critical spaces where crops are kept or processed, so safety measures are taken to prevent accidents and contaminations. Before cleaning, all electrical devices should be unplugged and covered properly with suitable materials such as plastic sheets to prevent water damage or electrical hazards. Packaging materials should not be used for covering as they are not designed for this purpose. Waste and plant debris on the floor must be removed to keep the space tidy and hygienic, which help prevent pests and bacteria from spreading. Cleaning with low pressure water. This method is used for large surfaces like ceilings, walls, windows, doors, and floors in produce handling or storage areas. Cleaning should start from the highest point and move downward so dirt flows towards the floor, making it easier to remove. Low pressure is used to avoid splashing water onto equipment, which could cause damage or spread contaminations. Stubborn dirt may require scrubbing with detergent, followed by rinsing and Cleaning the drains. When chemicals are used, they must be mixed, and applied strictly according to the manufacturer's instructions to ensure safety and effectiveness. Cleaning hygienic facilities. Hygienic facilities such as restrooms and washing areas are essentials for farm workers' health. Cleaning starts with removing trash, followed by washing fixtures like toilets and sinks using appropriate detergents. Floor are rinsed with low-pressure water and scrubbed when necessary, then rinsed after and drained. Excess water is removed and the space is left to air dry. As with other cleaning tasks, chemical products must be prepared and use followed and label instructions. Facilities should always be stocked with basic supplies such as toilet paper, soap, and disposable towels to maintain hygiene standards. Technique in storing chemicals. Farms chemicals carry risks to people, property, and nature, so safe storage and handling are mandatory. Manufacturers, suppliers, and users and all shares responsibility in ensuring chemicals are used correctly and safe. Because different chemicals pose different risks, there are laws and regulations governing their use and storage. These laws aims to reduce harm to human health, prevent environmental pollution, and avoid property damage by ensuring chemicals are stored securely, labeled clearly, and used only as directed. Safe management of chemicals. This systematic approach that includes three key elements: ensuring chemicals are clearly labeled and packaged, keeping material safety data sheets or MSDS accessible, and handling transport, storage, use, and disposable in safe and responsible ways. These steps help reduce risk and ensure everyone involved understands how to use chemical properly. Labeling and packaging of chemicals. Containers must be suitable for the chemical inside and clearly marked with necessary information. The labels act as a guide for safe handling. Signal words such as caution, poison, or dangerous poison indicate the level of risk and warn users about potential harm from swallowing, breathing in, or touching the substance. Dangerous goods or ADG diamonds show immediate hazard, for example, if the chemical is flammable. Risk braces explain health effects such as skin irritation, while safety braces give instruction on storage, handling, and emergencies. If chemicals are transferred to another container, the container must be also labeled unless the substance is used right away and the container is cleaned immediately. Proper labeling prevents accidents, ensures insurance coverage remains valid, and helps meet exports standard by guiding correct usage and observing required safety intervals. Material Safety Data Sheets or MSDS are official document prepared by manufacturers or importers that provide full details about chemical products such as ingredients, risk, safe handling methods, and first aid procedures. Farmers must obtain these sheets and store them in the organized system or register, such as folder or cabinet. The register should be kept in an accessible location like the workplace on storage area so that the workers and emergency responders can refer to them when needed. Storage and transport of chemical. Safe storage protects chemicals from damage, limits access to authorized people, and prevents pollution or accidental mixing with incompatible products. Recommended facilities include secure sheds with concrete flooring to contain spills. For example, chemicals marked with yellow diamonds, oxidizing agents, should never be stored near those marked with red diamonds, flammable materials. When transporting chemicals, the method depends on the type and amount. Generally, small volumes under 250 liters may be carried in vehicle as long as containers are secured and protected from leaking. Disposable of farm chemicals. Empty containers and leftover chemicals must be discarded correctly. Before disposal, containers should be rinsed 3 times. and the rinsed water should be reused in further dilutions of the chemical to reduce waste. Using smaller amounts of water for multiple rinses is more effective than using a large volume once, ensuring the container is truly clean before disposal. Let's proceed to the Presidential Decree PD 1152, Philippine Environmental Code. Enacted in 1977, this is one of the earliest laws establishing as an organized approach to waste management in the country. It covers the entire waste handling process, from where waste is produced to how it is finally disposed of. It also sets specific standards for managing households and community waste, as well as the proper operation of disposal facilities such as landfills and incinerators. Republic Act 6969, Toxic Substances, Hazardous and Nuclear Waste Control Act, passed in 1990. This law was created to address growing concerns about dangerous chemicals and waste. It controls every stage of handling such as materials, from importing and manufacturing to transport and final disposal. The main goal is to reduce risk to people and the environment as well. Under this law, proper management of hazardous materials must also follow additional related regulations. And here is the related environmental laws. To ensure full compliance, waste and chemical management must also align with other laws such as PD 984, focuses on preventing and controlling pollution. PD 1586 requires environmental assessment before starting certain projects to predict and reduce negative impacts. RA 8749 protects and maintains air quality at safe levels. RA 903 promotes ecological methods of handling solid waste such as recycling and proper disposal. Laws provide clear rules and standards to ensure that waste and hazardous materials are managed responsibly and legally.